By the time I actually came to shoot Jedi, I knew Star Wars and Empire backwards and forwards. I knew them extremely well. And I liked the apparent naivete and simplicity with which George had made Star Wars. I liked that style very much.
In, kid? Okay, stay sharp.
I found the slight, possibly over-sophistication of a slightly more filmic, more visual way in which Kirsch told his story a little bit excessive for me, for my tastes.
Echo Station 5-7, we're on our way.
I'm a sentimental, very emotional Welshman with a rather maddening sense of humor. I have a twinkle in my eye, and I think the previous director was a different kind of person with perhaps a deeper sense of gloom or a deeper sense of doom, and maybe slightly less sense of humor. George is a different man again, with a different kind of an attitude to relationships and so forth. Maybe a little bit more introverted, perhaps a little bit more distant, with maybe therefore a greater sense of action storyline and perhaps less interest in the way that people interact. For me, this film is about friendship and loyalty and trust and self-identification. But don't take it too seriously. Let's have a laugh about it. But when we're going to cry, let's cry. And when we're going to laugh, let's laugh. And I think that's what I guess I brought to this movie, and I like to think that's why I was asked to direct it.
You directed Anthony Daniels as C-3PO, the robot. And I'm wondering what it's like to direct a star who happens to be an inanimate object.
Tony Daniels is a brilliant actor, as you can see. His performance is amazing. His ability to express things through a completely blank sheet of metal is quite extraordinary.
One of the problems of being 3PO is that R2 tends to come along with you, and he can be a bit of a pain in the... I don't think 3PO has one of those, but if he had, he'd be a pain in there. And it's a kind of definitely a love-hate thing between the two of them. And one of the main problems is that if you have a very serious discussion, for instance, with a cup of tea, so that if I sit here saying, you know, where are you going? Well, what makes you think there are settlements over there? Well, that weighs much. One of you is crazy. I mean, there's a lot of grown-ups watching you do this act, and it's a rare kind of act because you have to remember my lines and his lines and my reply, and the whole thing gets a kind of hysteria about it. Am I doing the right thing? And sometimes I get it wrong. I shall now have some tea.